Hello and welcome. This is Joe. This is our main bathroom, or the front bathroom on our East to West Ahara 390DS. So it's got a pocket door here. It slides magnet closed. Always when you walk in, you have the toilet here to the left. It comes with a toilet paper holder and then a couple of shelves here along the side. Originally it had a piece of black wood that went across here with two hooks on it. For us, that wasn't going to work. Plus it made it kind of, well, we thought like kind of heavy because it was just a big black piece of wood with a couple hooks on it. So we took that off, and actually you can see one of the holes here I still need to fill it in. It was held in by a couple of screws, so I took that off, pulled it off the wall. And then we got these nice command hooks. So these are some fancier command hooks, and stuck them to the wall because we try to prevent adding extra holes to the wall. Excuse me. So we put those command hooks up, and then see we have one of these damp rid bags. So there's little beads in here, absorbs water, and then it drops the water down into this little bag below. Once the water fills up to the line here, then this whole unit gets tossed, and then you replace it with a new bag. Highly recommend these, especially in any wet areas, especially the bathroom. If you got a washer dryer, I would definitely recommend putting it there. One in your kitchen area. So you got, of course, one here in the bathroom. And then, like I said, there's a couple of storage bins, and they're pretty deep. It goes pretty far back. Like this Kleenex box, if I laid it flat, which is a normal Kleenex box, you can go like 3 back. I mean, it goes as deep as the whole shower here. Like the camera really doesn't do it justice. I mean, if I reach my arm in here, I can't even touch the back wall. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. The bottom one doesn't go as far back, but the other 3 go all the way back to the back of the shower wall, because that last one is part of the kitchen area on the other side, so that's why that one doesn't go back as far. This paper towel holders, or toilet paper holder, is pretty cool. So the top one obviously holds a roll, and then you've got this rod here where you can put then 3 more rolls ready to go. And then it just sits here on the floor, and then there's a magnet on the floor, so this just magnetizes to it. So like pretty much you just set it over it, which is pretty strong, as you can see, and that holds it there in place really well. So then like it has some room, so you can slide it closer to the toilet if you wanted, further away. So usually we have it further away from the toilet, and like on travel days, that does not move anywhere. That sits right there. And then we've got our toilet. We've got the water coming up from the floor to hook up for the water line flusher. This is a porcelain toilet. The toilet seat we did replace from the original one. The original toilet wasn't a soft close, so it just slammed. So I looked up the specific model of toilet and found the toilet seat. They were about $80 to $100 a piece to replace with a slow close toilet lid. And so this is just a circle toilet, because you have 2 options. There's either circle like this, or there's oblong, which comes out further. And so I just went online and found a nice slow close toilet seat. These were like $30 a piece. I'll put a link in the description down below. And it just connects like a regular toilet seat does. And then on our toilet, this centerpiece here was connected to the old lid of the toilet seat, and that covers up some of the plumbing. There's a water line that comes up, and then there's like a little like pressure release valve, and then another line that comes back down. And so I ended up using tin snips, cut this piece of plastic off of the old toilet seat, and then I trimmed it out for the brackets for the toilet seat, and then put it back on here. And I put some double-sided tape on it to keep it from falling off, and so far that works really well. We have our toilet brush, which this is one of those, I'm not going to show you because obviously it's a toilet brush, but this is one of those, instead of the like normal brush tips on it, this actually has silicone tips on it, or like hairs on it, so this will last a lot longer, and it's real easy to clean. Didn't disinfect because it's all rubber, the whole unit. so you get a lot more life on it. Again, I'll put a link in the description down below for that as well. Moving on to the shower here. So this used to have the three shower doors in here, so the 3 panes. So it's 3 individual tempered glass doors. So you push it and it would slide all the way open, and then you can close it up. There's a lock on this side and a lock on that side. And then there's a black bar that went across the top here that all sat in. It looked nice until you started using your shower. They're really hard to keep clean, and you'll hear a lot of people say that if you watch other people's videos or see any other posts online, that because of the triple pane, it's hard to clean where one glass, because they overhang each other or cross over each other, and so it's really hard to get into each of those panes of glass and clean them. Also, this bottom track is really hard to keep clean. That gets nasty pretty quick, as you can see, because it's 3 panes, so there's 3 tracks in there. And then there's those like where you see that white, these are actually weep holes. So there's no hole on the outside, but there's holes on the inside for the water to drain from the track into the shower. And so we ended up taking these out, which ends up taking roughly 100 pounds off of your total weight just because of it. And so with that, we took off the top track, took the glass out, which actually was fairly easy. So there's a screw, one on either end, that holds that top track on. Once you take those 2 screws out, that whole track lifts up, and then the glass is all suspended in there. So if you lift that up and then take that out and set it out here, and then you can slide out each of those glass panes, and then it's easy to get rid of them. Then it's easier to carry out as 3 separate pieces of glass. We decided to keep the sides and the bottom in for right now, because it might be hard to tell from this video, but this has got a real shallow basin in here. It's only about that much, so about 2 inches or so. And so we were trying to figure out a better lip. So right now we have this lip still on here, and then we just did a shower curtain rod, and then I got some end holders from the closet department at the store, where you normally put like dowel rods in to just hold the rod in place, so that way on moving days the rod doesn't come down. And then we just got a nice shower curtain that my wife picked out, and then we replaced the shower head. And then we did this little hack where you take the shower wand that normally hangs here on the side, and we stuck it to the ceiling. And then so for the taller ones of us, like I'm 6 feet, I can stand in here, and there's still a couple of inches here between the top of my head and the top shower or this wand, so then I can still have like a rain shower set up. Always, my wife really likes this shower head. We did replace this shower head. So this is made specifically for lower water pressure, so like for RVs or like trailers, and so that comes in really handy there. We added a mirror. My wife's got a extra mount there to hold some extra razors, and then we added 2 shelves here to hold all of our shampoos and conditioners and things. It does have a bench built in. Drain. This drain is actually set up that you pop this off, and the next layer down has another X on it that's supposed to capture a majority of your hair, especially if you have longer hair, so you can clean it out, and then you just pop this back on, so you don't have to have another hair catching net or screen over that, which is great. Hello. And then over here there used to be a giant medicine cabinet that went from the ceiling and then down to just above the faucet here, so about here. And then it also stuck out or protrude out just past the sink faucet. And so if you're trying to brush your teeth here, when you'd bend over to try to spit in the sink, your head would hit the medicine cabinet. And so we just didn't care for that design, that the medicine cabinet protruded or stuck so far out over the counter itself. So we ended up taking that out. It was like 2 giant doors with mirrors on them and a couple of shelves in it. And so fairly straightforward. As soon as you open up the cabinet doors, you can see this back wall, and there were just a bunch of screws. So you just start taking out the screws, and then the whole unit just came off the wall. There was a couple of caulk lines that had to come off with it, but not too bad, other than once you take out all the screws and then you start loosening it away from the wall, and it would pull off from the caulk. And then we went and found this mirror at the local store, and then we also found 2 little boxes here. There's 3 sections in them, and we mounted 2 of those on the wall for some storage. came with and then already had an outlet, and then we've got our light switches. So there's a light switch for 2 puck lights here, and then there's 1 light in the shower itself, which is kind of nice. So there's 2 switches there. There's also the max fan airflow control panel there. This is the original faucet that came with it. So you've cold on the right, hot on the left, all black. So it's kind of a farmhouse style that we're going for. There is 4 drawers here that are fairly deep. I mean, it holds quite a bit. As you can see, it's a little bit deeper than like a deodorant container is, and all 4 drawers are that way. There is also storage underneath, and they have the hot water control panel is right here, so you can get that all configured. That's what the current temperature water is in the pipes, but then you can click in and adjust to make the water hotter or cooler. You can also turn it off, and then there's also a change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit for the temperature. And then yeah, so then like you see like our drain here, there's the little valve there that releases pressure and it can breathe. So then plumbing doesn't back up for the drain. Then the water lines are behind. There is a shut off for these here under the sink as well. I believe they're just tucked back here behind the pipes. So you can shut the water off locally here at the faucet. So if there is a leak, you can turn it off here. You don't have to turn the water off to the whole camper. We did notice when we first moved in here, or when we first started using this camper, all of the fittings here were just hand tight. So they needed to be, well, actually less than hand tight. They were pretty loose. And so when we were using the sink in here, we were getting water in here. So we just went through and then tightened all these down really good by hand. Same with where the water connects from the PEX to the faucet itself. We got some pipe wrenches and tightened those down as well, because those were just hand tight, just to make sure everything was tight. Especially after you start moving around, things vibrate loose, so you just want to make sure everything is tight. So we went through and tightened it all. We also have that little guy in the back there is a water sensor, so that detects if there is water, it will beep, and then it'll also notify through my smart devices, letting me know on my phone that we have a water leak and then where it's at. So I have these under both bathroom sinks, the kitchen sink, and by the washing machine. And then we also have one down in the wet bay for where the water hookup comes in. So that way if we've got a water leak there, we also get notified. So that's pretty much our bathroom. I do like too that there's a vent here on the floor. So instead of the heat vent being in the floor, it's in the bottom of the cabinet. So you don't get like hair and junk falling into there. So I do like that's tucked into the bottom of the cabinet instead. Otherwise, this is a view from this side of the bathroom. So like I said, this is a pocket door. Works really well. There's a little loop here. So on travel days, you'd open this door all the way, and then there's a little band that hooks on here and wraps around the other side. There's another one on the other side, and then you just twist it to lock that band on to keep it from moving. Always when you use the bathroom, if you do close it, it is magnetized closed, so it takes a little bit of muscle to open it. So if you have any children, they can't just grab the door and just open it. So that you do have to put a little pressure on it to release it, to pull that magnet loose. Always, yeah, that's about it. That is our bathroom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then we will catch you next time. Have a great day.